another input is also my personal experience of what I hear when I talk to business leaders in the region here, so in Slovenia, Croatia, Serbia, about AI. So there are some things that I hear again and again when I talk to a business leader in marketing, in sales, in service, and also in HR. And the first thing that I hear quite often, and this is actually a quote from one of the marketing directors from a big retailer, is she said, she was a bit disappointed also, she thought it won't go that way, but she said, there is no shortcuts to the, what she called the intelligence age. So what is the intelligence age? Just as maybe a funny side story. So Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, who wrote a blog in September titled The Intelligence Age, and this was an extremely rosy and extremely positive view of how AI assistants and AI agent will change our personal lives, how it will change our business, and how it will completely transform our societies, all for the better. So it was this kind of extremely intentionally, extremely positive view of the future with AI, which is a possible future, but it's not necessary that it will happen. And in businesses, what we see is the hard truth is that this future has no chance of happening if we are not already well digitized, if our data is not well connected, put in one place, and our workflows, our business processes, our automations in the business are not digitized. So there is bad and good news regarding that. So if you haven't invested in the good old, let's call it digital transformation in the past, then just don't dream about AI because it will not happen. But if you did invest in digital transformation, so if you have data, and we'll talk about that, what it means, in one place, digitized, well-connected, structured, multimodal, and if you have your workflows, business processes digitized, then you are able actually to have a robust AI strategies. More and more now in basically recent weeks is that artificial intelligence compliance will be of critical importance. Probably some of you, especially if you're from marketing, remember May 2018. Does anyone remember what happened in May 2018? GDPR, I don't know for you, but I had a ruined month or the whole spring, because of that. Everyone was rushing with the customer consents. We were all sending these emails and gathering consents, and then all of our customers, wanted to have new DPAs, so data protection agreements amended to our existing contracts. So much work because of this regulation, And what is happening now? There is a new regulation, I would say even more complex than the GDPR for AI. And there are some dates in the future that I recommend you to mark in your calendar because it can ruin some of your summers in the future years. Maybe just a short intro what the new regulation brings. EU AI Act is categorizing all the systems that we will be using into 4 categories. Minimal, which means not a lot of risks, but there is some AI, for example, some spam filters in email, so we won't be dealing with that a lot. Unacceptable, so these are the systems that are manipulating us as people. Again, this is probably not the case in businesses. But then the middle ones, the high-risk systems and the limited risk systems are important. So limited risk systems are systems that are doing conversations with real people, for example, some chatbots, where the obligation is to be completely transparent with person on the other side, and also to be to require consent from the person that he or she is having conversation with AI, or even that AI is processing data. And then the high-risk systems. These are the systems that can decide about your health, that can decide about your careers, and so on. So, for example, first the sales, service, marketing use cases. Which category do you think the system in this area will fall into? Louder. The third one, from top or from bottom? The third one from the top, yes, so limited risk. You will need to be very transparent. You will need to get customer user consents, but in general, the regulation is not that strict. What do you think, where do HR use cases fall into? In which category? Yes, exactly. So, because you can decide about career if a AI agent is deciding or even recommending which candidate should get the job, or if the AI is recommended what kind of goals should be set to a specific employee, or even proposing some performance indicators for employees. These are use cases where we're actually deciding, the AI is deciding about the fate, the career of the people. So these are high-risk systems. It's not, absolutely not forbidden. It will come, but there is more regulation. So you as users will have to have more stricter controls, but also we as a provider of this kind of technologies will need to do much more to be compliant with the EU regulation. The milestones that I have mentioned, so the regulation came into effect already now in August 2024, but there is some kind of a cadence how certain parts of this regulation will actually start to apply. And the important date is August 2026, when the high risk and limited risk system regulation will start to apply. So what I recommend you not to ruin your summer 2026, that whatever you do from now on when it comes to AI and introducing new systems, AI systems in your organizations, your company, that you are also being aware of if these systems are compliant or how they can become compliant until this date and this month. Okay, another thing I'm hearing from our customers is our AI pilots, our experiments, AI experiments are failing. I don't know if this was some kind of a smart AI, but when I opened Instagram today in the morning, there was a post from, again, The Economist, recommended to me that was talking about something that Economist calls pilotitis. So this is a pandemic in the enterprises. Everyone is doing experimentation. Everyone is doing pilots, and a lot of them are actually failing. So why is this happening? I see a lot of kind of superficial attempts of introducing AI in the companies. So for example, the concept of co-pilot, you might know this from some other systems. You know, it's quite superficial because it's focusing just on replacing current user interface with some kind of a chat user interface. It does not integrate well with your processes. It cannot create orders. It cannot qualify leads. It cannot recommend goals to team lead for an employee. So it cannot do that because it's basically just on the level of user interface, and as a consequence, the added value is really not that big. There are some other things maybe, but just to focus on the interesting stuff. So I just found this funny title from an American magazine talking about this kind of failures. So McDonald's actually stopped their experiments in June. Why? Because they were using AI to take orders on the McDrive. And the AI actually understood and orders ice cream with bacon on top. Or for example, this is even more famous one, AI ordered $222 of McNuggets to a certain customer that came to McDrive. Yeah. So all this will slowly go away. I am not trying to say that pilots are not a good idea. We need to start somehow. We need to experiment. But a lot of these pilots are kind of superficial today. They don't integrate well with our data and processes. And this is why they fail. But despite all these challenges, I haven't met a single person, a single business leader in the region that wouldn't be 100% convinced that there is huge potential in using AI also in business. And some of the use cases that are already in this moment discussed quite intensively also. We are discussing this with our customers. And also, the next sessions, Salesforce will be showing some of these use cases, are use cases in customer service with the agents, and use cases where we create content, especially in HR, in marketing, not just through some chatty user interface of, for example, ChatGPT or Google Gemini, but actually with applications which are deeply integrated with our data, with our process, because these kind of systems can do much more and recommend much better content and have a much more useful conversation also with our customers.